Hey, welcome back. It's Luminous Stress, where we're always stressed out. Hey, today we're on a new server. The old one ended, the Minecraft Trail. We had a lot of fun on there. I had some plans to do some other things, but life happens, plans change, and we didn't get there. So, this is a fresh server. We just reset it. This is the one that my family plays on. So, it's me, my wife, kids, some other family members periodically that we let join in. And it's more low key. For example, we have keep inventory turned on because we have learned with the little kids that, if they fall off a cliff, it can be absolutely devastating to their entire existence to lose everything. And we're trying to encourage them just to have fun. So we got that changed to make it a little easier. Another thing we added is a mod, and that mod adds wayfinders or waypoints that allow us to warp across the map really quick and really easy. So you'll see those periodically as we're building and playing on this server, and they're just a 2 block stone custom item that this mod puts into the system and allows us to warp. And again, that's to make it more enjoyable for the kids. We severely limit the amount of time they get to be on there each week, and we don't want them wasting half their time going from one point on the map to another point on the map because their sibling built too far away or whatever else. So little tweaks like that we'll address as we run into them. And again, the idea is this is a family server. We're having fun. So yeah, we're gonna jump right in. You can see I'm building basic tools. We're getting the early game stuff going. Everything's wood. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't even know what to expect. I know my kids will build some crazy things, sometimes absolutely beautiful and amazing, and other times you'll log on and there are a bunch of pillars that go absolutely nowhere for no reason. So this should be a fun little setting for us to play and just see what we can do in a new world. Okay, it's a little bit later, obviously, as we've got a complete building down here. I found some little booties here. The problem is, yep, curse of binding. So a little bummer there. Okay, so in the meantime, I want to show you our first build here. This is basically just a very simple house, nothing too fancy, but it's got plenty of storage inside. I've got plenty of space to work. And by plenty of storage, I mean it doesn't really have any at all. But I got just the basics going in here. Nothing crazy at this point. A lot of these are empty, except for I did go down deep looking for some diamonds and things. And we got some chests over here, just some basic building blocks. I got a nice simple little loft. We got our bed so we can sleep through the night. More barrels, more loot. I don't really have anything up here yet. But yeah, this is our first little go at a building. And of course, we can come out here and go fishing. We've got some sugarcane growing, which we'll need for books and things later on in the game. But yeah, this is our first shot. I don't need those there. I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, I like it. It's a little simple build. Nothing too extravagant. My goal here in this area is I think I want to do like a little fishing village. So we'll have houses all the way around, or different buildings all the way around here. We'll get some blacksmiths in here, maybe a librarian or two, different things. And I want to get some color. So we're going to have to get some sheep going pretty early and look for some bright blocks on top of wool. But I want to put pops of color, kind of like maybe a Norwegian style. And this goes out to a bigger river, and I think eventually, hopefully, I hope, to an ocean. But this is a good spot for us to start. And we got a little starter base here, and I don't remember putting all these torches, so we're gonna take them down. Okay, I'm a little bit away from my base, like 30 blocks, and I'm clearing out some trees, and I'm gonna fill in a hole here. And what we're going to do in this space is we're going to build another house. Now this one's going to look a lot different. We're going to start doing splashes of color right away. I want to use some pale oak and probably either spruce or dark oak. I'm leaning towards the dark oak. And I want to build just a second house. Again, a little bit of color. We're not going to jump to the bright ones yet. But we got to fill this hole first and then get building. So this is one of those builds where I had an idea in my head and I just kind of went for it. I didn't really pre-plan a whole lot. I've been driving across the center part of the country. And as I went through the state of Kansas, I passed a bunch of these white houses, L shape, and I just thought, that'd be kind of cool to build in Minecraft. I think it would fit really well. And I was thinking about those as I was building this, and you're going to see I had to make a bunch of edits where I would build, take away, just to kind of get it looking the way that I wanted it to look. But yeah, this is supposed to be like a Midwest house out in the prairie, which we're not in either one of those locations on the map right now, but I do like the way that it turns out overall. Okay, I haven't finished decorating it yet, but you kind of get an idea of the feel for the house here. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. We will work on it more and add some more decorations later. But yeah, it's a simple Midwestern style house. I started putting in some pops of color, so you'll see the pink in there. We're going to carry that on as we continue to build around this little pond here. But yeah, we got the simple door here. Started a kitchen. I haven't put the sinks in yet. And upstairs, we got a couch looking at a blank wall, but I did start working on the bedroom, so we're not done with the interior decoration yet, again with the torches, but we will get those caught up and we will continue to work in here. This is a few days later. One of my kids has already slayed the dragon and they brought me an ender chest, which was really nice of them. But yeah, they are progressing a little bit faster than I am currently. But yeah, that's our farmhouse. I think it's a nice little second edition here. Again, on the lake, our house being over there. So this is the second one. Not a crazy busy design. I did put some extra detail in just to try to spruce it up a little bit. You can see we got a ton of podzol that is growing here. That is because I've been planting spruce trees and cutting them down as fast as they grow for another project that I'd like to work on. And we'll see if we get to that this episode or not. Okay, it's a new day on the server and I am looking for a second area to build. And that might seem a little strange right now, but since we have these waypoints, I thought something that would be kind of interesting is to build in different biomes things that would be more fitting. So the place where I work, we toured an old mine in our state here, and it's one of the older mines in the country, and it was kind of neat. It's been closed down for years, but it was a mine that was open in the late 1800s into the early and mid 1900s, and mostly lead in this part of the world, but that's okay. I thought it would be cool to build out in either a mesa or a desert or maybe some combination of the both and build like an old West style mine town. And there we can put an iron farm and maybe work on our blacksmith and some of the things that would fit in the mining community. And then we'll be able to move back and forth between the village we're building around the lake that we're building from scratch to this location and maybe some other location. So here I am going for a long walk and looking for the perfect place to build that mining town. Okay, yeah, I like this better in part because there's a village right there. So what I want to do, I think, is we'll build right here on the edge of town. I think that'll add a cool aesthetic to it. And maybe what we can do is put our waystone down in that town. I have one built ready to go. and we can actually have our mine over here on the edge, right here on the border between the Badland and the desert. And I think that will give us a neat effect. And maybe we can even start digging right down in here somewhere. So yeah, I think we're going to go with this spot. I like this a little bit better, but just to make sure, maybe I'll run over there and check out that area. And when nighttime comes, we need some villagers, so we're going to lock them in their areas so that they cannot get away. But yeah, let's run around and look and just see what we think. Yeah, and you know what? I think I like this area over here. Maybe right down here, again, right on the edge. Or we could even come down here and we could do our mine right here. We could start it right here where this natural hole already is. So yeah, we need to get some material and we'll build maybe the first building, so to speak. And I brought some spruce, and I probably should have brought some dark oak, but I didn't. So we're going to start with spruce, and we're going to build just a small building here, and we'll see what we get. Okay, well, it turns out that I can't sleep because there's monsters nearby. And I think the reason why is I actually built on top of a cave. But that's okay. This is going to be a good spot. I'm going to name this little town here. I think we're going to go with Pebblebrook. And because we're going to be digging up some pebbles here. We've got a couple options here. We can start digging right here where I can already see some stone at the bottom. Or we've got this bigger area right here where we can dig, which I'm leaning towards. And the inspiration for this, as I think I already mentioned, is we visited a old mine shaft recently in our home state here, and I think it was pretty cool. I don't want to be too close, although I might have to move that building down the road is what I'm getting at. But I think like right here would be a great spot to start our shaft. Okay, so this is our first shaft, and it's not overly complex at this point, and I think we're going to probably fill in some of this over here. And maybe I'll do the same over here, so it's more of a square shaft in. And I'm going to work on digging down, and we'll go down, and what we'll do is we'll branch off at multiple levels. You know, we need to get different types of things out of the ground. Stone, obviously. We'll want to get some of the, all the way down to deep slate, and all the ores, you know, iron, gold, whatever we can find down there. So this will be our first shaft, and you know, maybe we can dig another one somewhere else or whatever and interconnect these. We'll get up here and we'll build some industrial buildings. Maybe we can get a secondary iron farm going. That would fit the aesthetics really well. And I don't need it for production because we have one going. But yeah, we've got the villagers, we've got the area. I think it would fit. And we'll kind of make this like an industrial area because, I mean, honestly, the iron farm that I'm using right now is somebody else's. So, yeah, this might work out really good. But I'm going to hit pause a little bit. I'll do some off-camera work, and we'll come back shortly. Okay, we're back in front of the little mine shaft we built, and let me flip around. We'll take a little look. I got these stairs coming down here, and it's a nice little pit. And as you can see, what we did is I've got the ladder going down, and this way we can stop about every 10 levels. I have these cross members. I also went ahead and put some bubble elevators in, so this one comes up and the one over here obviously goes down, and these go all the way down to minus 58, so we can quickly get down there if we're just looking for diamonds or something. But this doesn't go all the way down yet in the center here. I've only got it down, I think, about 40 blocks, maybe 50. But I want to hit pause because we're going to need some serious storage as we mine. I want to keep everything out here as well. But also we need to work on the village. So if this is going to be our little town center over here with the mine shaft on the side, we need some blacksmiths. We need some, those weapon makers, tool makers. We need all those things. Another hole. And so we're going to hit pause on our mine shaft and our building over there. And I'm going to work on a couple of buildings, and they're probably going to be the same style with the, I'm not going to match the town style. I think we're going to match like this spruce and oak mix for the buildings. And then we'll mix in some, maybe some stone and things like that. But yeah, we're going to work on that a little bit. And I also need to set up like a couple of furnaces and that kind of stuff. I do want to build another iron farm, and I think what I'll do is I'll maybe put this one underground, and we'll make that kind of part of the shaft because typically iron gets mined out of the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna work on some of those things, and we will come back after maybe after I get some of the preliminary stuff down and get some plans going, or maybe even we'll time lapse some of it. I don't know. I'm going to log off right now and think about it, and I'll be back later. Okay, welcome back. And so I've been doing a little bit of work. We're going to run around a little bit, so I'm going to put some more gear on. I don't have everything ironed out yet, or diamond out yet. But yeah. So as you can see, I've been doing a little bit of work. We knocked up this little building here before, obviously, but I spruced a little bit. I got some trees out here because I was running low on oak. Those will all go away eventually. And I have started a garden back here. There was a lava pit here, which got converted to water because, well, I needed the obsidian. So that was one of those decisions. This needs rebuilt, and I'm going to have to maybe switch up. I wanted to build it out of iron because the idea was to build a mine shaft tower for the shaft here. And I think black is going to look better. So yeah, I'm going to have to rethink this, and I want it to be a lot taller, but that was my first go at it, and yeah, kind of failed, but that's okay. I do have a bubble elevator down here as well as another bubble elevator up, and I've got this ladder all the way down, but if we time the jump just right, boom, there's water at the bottom. So down here I've got an iron farm, and then this is just my normal mine shaft in. So we're going long ways down, and I haven't worked out much left. But again, the idea of this town, if I haven't said it already, let's go back to the top. The idea for this little town is I want to make this all mining themed. So we're going to have our corporate offices out here. This is my first real bigger build. Not that it's big. Okay, so this is going to be a storage room, and I'll go to the montage of how we built it, but basically it's just loaded with chests. I built this little like room inside of a room on the center, and I've got the doors that could be closed, and I guess the idea is, more valuable items could go in here, but I think what I'm going to do is I build extra, as my tools wear out and stuff, I'll just pile my tools away instead of throwing them away or destroying them like I normally do. And then down here in this town, eventually what I'd like to do is, I still got most of the villagers locked in their rooms, but I'd like to build, like a forge, a tool smithing space, all the things that you would see in a Western mining town. So that'll kind of be the theme out here. Now, these, you might be wondering what these are. So this is a mod that puts these waypoints on here, and you right click on it, and anywhere else on the server where I have one built or somebody else has one built, we can go to it. So like if I hit this one real quick, we're back to the area that we started out with. That's what I have for now. We're probably going to continue to work on the mining area next, and the reason why is I really need to get more diamond armor and diamond tools, and it would just be easier. So I think the next build we'll do is we'll build maybe a forge here in town, and we'll get some armor guys going. So that is what I'm planning on doing next. It's kind of a slow start. It's taken me a few weeks to do this, but I've been doing a lot of other things with work and real life and just all the other responsibilities that I have. So yeah, this isn't the quickest start on a server. The rules are a little more lax. we have this way of jumping around with the waypoints and things like that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun playing with the kids and playing with my wife, and I wasn't able to do that on the other server that I was a member of. So we will see what this turns into. We did just freshly start this. Like I said originally, we've had a family server for a number of years, and we reset it periodically. So this is a new start, and we'll see what we can find, and we'll go from there. But that might be it for today. I'm going to work on cutting these trees down and getting them out of here because I don't need the oak anymore. And we're going to sleep on what we want to do here, but that iron's probably coming out, and we'll go with something much, much darker. But until then, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.